Yo, what's up, YouTube? Y'all know who this is. This y'all brother YT Wake 'em Up, back at it again with another video. So y'all know we've been covering tariffs and the impact to the economy that they're gonna have. Now look, the first load, the first shipment has officially touched down in America. Y'all know China and the USA going at it. It's a real trade war, for real. A real trade war going on. We seeing tariffs like never before. We seeing and learning about tariffs. Some people didn't even know what tariffs were or how impactful they would be to the economy. Hey, we all seeing right now. We pretty much never seen nothing like this going on before. 100+%. They're like 145% right now. We never seen this going on. We know the beauty supply stores are being impacted. Every single product inside the store is going to have a price increase. Now, this load that just touched down is not just beauty supply products. There's various of products in that load, various of different items. And we're about to start seeing it in the economy, the impact to certain items. Thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe. And ring the post notification bell as well. Listen, y'all already know. We're going to learn together what's going on. This is the latest update to tariffs. The load has touched down. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's about to happen. Let's brace ourselves too. All right, let's go.
This is not a joke. This is Shanghai right now. See these clusters? Each one of them is a cargo ship stuck, just floating there. Now, let's look at America. Our busiest ports, Los Angeles, Seattle, DC, they're empty. Compare it to China again. This is alarming. The reports are true. Massive drops at the LA docks. Truck drivers are struggling, and soon barren shelves are heading our way. It's simple economics. No ships means no goods. No goods means prices skyrocket. Not only are we shouldering the burden of tariffs, but we're also staring down price increases everywhere. It's clear. The affluent don't worry about our meals. When situations turn this dire, what becomes more precious than cash? Knowledge.
President Trump escalated the trade war with China by bumping up additional tariffs on most Chinese imports to a steep 145%. One of the very first ships affected by these new tariffs is the OOCL Violet, a massive cargo ship that can carry thousands of containers. Bloomberg News tracked the ship from its origins in China until it docked at the port of Long Beach in California on April 24. During that voyage, the tariff rules changed multiple times. On board, there is a wide mix of goods, everything from frozen fish to sneakers, forklifts, and wheelchairs. The cargo was worth at least $564 million based on data and estimates from IHS Markit. But thanks to these new tariffs, U.S. companies now face a bill of at least $417 million in new tariffs on the goods aboard the ship, according to Bloomberg's estimates. Among the goods on board, knitted apparel was the largest category, which alone racked up about $137 million in new tariffs. Industrial machinery and appliances from China added another $62 million, and even smaller categories like cosmetics, toys, footwear, and glassware, they will all cost companies millions more in added tariffs. The importers that we spoke with said that it's been really tough keeping up with the constantly changing tariff rules, and some said they will have no choice but to pass these additional costs on to consumers.
So just look at that, family. All of the items together is worth $564 million, everything that's on the shipment. But the tariffs are an additional $417 million. So that's basically double, right? 145%. So they almost have to pay double for the shipment. So imagine what that's going to do to the price of all of these different products that are about to hit stores. We never seen nothing like this before. And I'm going to tell y'all, I don't see nobody talking about this. And I just put this together right now as I'm reporting this to y'all. What we're experiencing right now is hyperinflation. Remember, I've been telling y'all, next is hyperinflation. We were in inflation. Next is hyperinflation. This is what we're going through right now. They're using tariffs to graduate us into hyperinflation. It's a further step into the Great Reset, a further step into the collapse. It's really going down this summer. I feel it now. They're not kicking the can no more. It's really about to happen, y'all. This is what we've been talking about. Some of us been warning about since 2017. You know, it's finally here. If I've been telling you, y'all know what I'm talking about. And those that have been paying attention, I've been getting a lot of good feedback, so I know the message is getting through. But let me break it down. Let me just break it down. I'm probably going to be the first person you hear say this. And after this video, you're going to start seeing other people talk about this. Let me show y'all. Okay, let's just break it down to the definition. So inflation is the rate of increase in prices over a given period of time, right? Inflation is a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy, which reduces the purchasing power of money. It means that a dollar buys fewer goods and services than it used to. Hyperinflation is a term used to describe extreme rapid and uncontrolled inflation, where prices of goods and services rise dramatically over a short period, often exceeding 50% per month. Now we're seeing prices are exceeding 50% and increasing drastically and dramatically. Now we're going to see if they continue. It says per month, but we're seeing this happen in this month. Now y'all tell me what y'all think, but I feel like this could be the beginning. That means it's not going to slow down. It's going to be a real war. Now they saying some agreements being met, but we not seeing no differences. We seeing a lot of talk. We seeing a lot of layoffs. We seeing every time we go to the grocery store, prices are higher. That's been going on since Biden. So y'all tell me what's going on. We know what's been reported is completely opposite of what's really going on in the real world, in reality. I'm gonna be the first one to say it. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real, but y'all let me know what y'all think, family. Let's get back to the video.
Big ships move pretty slow, so it's taken a while for the tariffs that President Trump imposed a few weeks ago to actually kick in, but now they are kicking in. Here in the Port of Los Angeles, normally the busiest port in the country, they have seen this week a 50% drop in the ships coming in from China.
A trucker who last week was hauling about 4 or 5 containers a day, this week will likely haul just 2 or 3.
Why? Because there's a 145% tariff on most of that stuff. So what's that going to mean for the Port of LA? For the people who work here, the longshoremen, it's going to mean less money. It's going to mean less overtime. For the truck drivers, it's going to mean maybe in the past they were doing 4 or 5 loads a day. Now they're maybe going to do 2 or 3. There's a lot of anxiety here. People are worried. People don't know what's going to happen.
We can see right now this cargo volume will be light for the weeks and months ahead.
There's uncertainty and a lot of anxiety.
We have some news. A 64-year-old woman was forcibly removed from a Republican's town hall for asking about Donald Trump's tariffs. And I need you to see this image because it is one of the most powerful images I think I have seen this year. This is the image of the woman being carried out, putting up peace signs in the air as a police officer literally forcibly removed her from Mike Lawler's town hall in New York. Why? Simply because she asked a question about Donald Trump's tariffs. She was asked to leave and asked to stop. She said no. She wanted her questions answered. And those around her didn't want her to leave either. They were yelling, asking her to stay, asking police officers to stop forcibly removing her. And despite all of that, she continued to stand strong and was forcibly removed. And now this image is being circulated on the internet. Folks are talking about her courage. This all happened during a town hall in New York because she asked a question that her representative didn't want to answer. As always, spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown of this and more on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Hey y'all, hey, on today's episode of What the Hell is Going On in the United States? Well, let me tell you. So, the first cargo ship from the 145% tariff taxes on China are coming in this week at the ports of Los Angeles, and it's not looking good. A lot of the shipments were cut in half by 50%, which is very, very, very significant. And a lot of the importers and retailers that order from China had to literally cancel or reduce significantly. So that really sucks, especially if you are a business owner. And instead of making money, now you're losing money. And that sucks because it's kind of like I tried to tell these Trump supporters that we pay for the fucking tariff. I kind of want to unblock them and let them know, but it's kind of like talking to a brick wall. So I will talk to the intelligent and let you know that you should probably stock up on essential items that you think you might need, because this summer is going to look a little crazy, y'all. Or maybe a lot crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to be positive. But right now, my whole mind is like, what the hell is going on? So I guess instead of 30 dolls, we only get to buy 2.
Let's talk about this trade war, because really, if you pay attention and you think about it, let's piece this together now. Let's be real with ourselves. The price goes on to the consumer. So really, the war is against us too. We got to take the right measures at this point in time, because now this is an attack on us as well. We got to see it as that. I've been telling y'all, budget. If you don't need it, you don't need to buy it. Essentials. It's about to get real, y'all. And there's been people that's been preparing for this for years. And unfortunately, our community have not been and did not know that this was coming. They didn't know that the markets have corrections. We're going through a market correction. Empire only lasts for so long. Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, it's America turn, y'all. It's America turn. It's going to be ugly from here on out. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I can only tell y'all the truth.
The Port of Seattle has no container ships at any berth, period. As of Wednesday, Ryan Calkins, commissioner of the Port of Seattle, announced that there were no container ships at all in the Port of Seattle. He said this is very rare and very unusual, and this is a result of the tariffs placed in effect by Donald Trump. Now, many of you all may not realize how important this is. Likewise, there have been similar reports for the Port of Los Angeles, the Port of Long Beach. Very few ships there compared to what it should be. This doesn't hit you immediately, but kind of like COVID, it takes time for it to come across the country, but it is going to impact everybody. So be aware, and you can thank Donald Trump for all of this. This is his tariff. This is not going to bring jobs back to the United States. It's not going to bring companies back to the United States. It's only going to cause us to pay significantly higher prices for the goods that we do get. And almost everything we get, some part of it comes from another part of the world. Even if it's made in America, many of the components and parts are come from other parts of the world. You can thank Donald Trump this. And those that can't see it, well, they're just operating with burned out light bulbs. Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and those burned out light bulbs that clearly can't see but did drink the Kool-Aid.
Got a little bit breaking news on this Sunday, May 4th, 2025. So this coming up week, starting tomorrow, the ports in California will see a decrease in shipments by 35% or more. So I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but one of our main ports is in California. A lot of our goods come in through the California ports and it distributed throughout the other parts of the United States. So shipments are going to be decreased by 35%, which means that not only a recession is among us, and the recession is not among us because the economy is doing bad, guys. The recession is among us because of the tariffs. So this is going to be a recession that has absolutely zero to do with the stock market crash or anything like that. This is a recession that's going to be purposely done, guys. Now, this is going to be one of the first times in history that I know of in my 54 years on Earth that we're going into a recession because of something that our government purposely has did. Our president did say out of his own mouth in the meeting late Friday, and I did a TikTok on it yesterday, that a mild recession is okay to achieve major goals later on in the future. So that 35% decrease at the ports is going to end up being bad. That's why I said a lot of the shelves in your local area may not be running empty right now. And some of you guys may be asking, well, if it's tariffs, then why is stuff still coming in to California ports? Because we as US, we pre-order stuff months in advance. We order stuff months in advance, like McDonald's. McDonald's doesn't wait until it get down to its last 4 or 5 hamburgers and then order. No, they wait until they get down to several thousand patties and they order more months in advance. That way the orders can keep coming. But this particular shipment starting this week that's coming into the California ports, we're gonna see a 35% decrease, man, in shipments, which means moving forward, we will not be getting a lot of stuff anymore. So I guess that we were right when we said the first or second week of May was when we was gonna start feeling the crunch. So if you guys are not bracing and getting yourself prepared for this mild recession, as they call it, a mild recession, then you need to start better preparing yourself. Again, if you on any type of government assistance, you got it made where you don't have to work all the time. Use that government assistance wisely. Don't use that to go out spending recklessly because it's going to come back to bite you. A lot of people who get government assistance, especially when it comes to food stamps, we know that they don't last a whole month. They may last maybe 2 to 3 weeks because kids are always eating stuff, especially when the house is full of food. They make up every excuse to come back and forth in the kitchen to grab stuff, and they don't even be hungry. Just be mindful of your spending in the month of May. Now, this could turn around in the month of June, but I don't know about that because China is not willing to negotiate with us at all, guys. The gloves are off. So this is going to be, this is going to be one of the biggest impacts on us as far as these ports. They say that you have ships that sitting at sea they can't go right or left because they're thinking that the tariff war may end. But I don't see no ending sight in the near future with this tariff war, guys. So just spend wisely, prepare yourself, and that's the news that I have for you guys on a Sunday. This coming up week, we're going to start feeling the impact of everything that's going on with the tariffs on China and other countries, at our ports, our truck drivers. It's going to get bad, guys. So just prepare yourself for it. Thank you for listening.
We got to treat this like this C-19. Remember when C-19 first started? We had to do what? Get our essentials. It's time to get our essentials and go back in that mode. You know, that was a whole feeling. It ain't time to be happily spending our money and thinking the world back normal. No, it's time to get that feeling back, because this is the real that's going on right now. We're back. This is the next crisis right here. It's not nothing that you need it's not a respiratory infection no more. It's a collapse of the financial markets. It's the Great Reset. It's the eradication of middle class. It's the widening of the gap between rich and poor. Is you will own nothing and be happy. Think about it. They got to speed everything up. Pope gone. Queen Elizabeth gone. They say Prince Charles on his way out of there. You know, Jacob Rothschild, he gone. They people getting took out of here. The Most High upset with everything they've been doing for all of these years. And they know it's coming too. They building bunkers and everything, man. They scared. They know they time up. They know about the scriptures. They know about us more than we know about ourselves. They rewrote history. They rewrote the scriptures. I'm going to call it for what it is. These are the last days, y'all.
I just saw a video of Rep. Presley on the floor arguing that there should be an exemption made for tariffs in regards to any products for babies. And I strongly agree, but in this video, she was discussing specifically how the tariffs are going to impact car seat prices and the effects of that. And there's one effect that I think that we really need to elaborate on. As someone that works in this industry, I am very concerned. With a max 145% increase on Chinese tariffs, where 9 out of 10 car seats come from China, this would mean that the majority of car seats are going to have about 145% increase, potentially. That is more than double. The tariffs plus the cost of the item combined is going to make the original cost almost double or more. For instance, a $200 car seat under the 145% tariff would be a $490 car seat. And the real effects, as much as you guys might want to say a good parent would never do this, the real effects is that means that people are either going to not buy car seats for their children because they cannot afford it, or they're going to use unsafe car seats. They're going to go to thrift stores. They're going to go on Facebook Marketplace. They're going to go to anywhere they can to find a car seat that's been used, which means it will not be safe. As someone that's car seat certified, any car seat that is used, assume it's not safe, because the majority of people that sell car seats are probably not going to be honest and tell you if it was in an accident. And if a car seat is in an accident, it is more than likely not usable anymore. In fact, used car seats is such a problem that insurance companies are required to either have a photo of the straps cut or for them to personally cut the straps off of car seats before they can give a reimbursement, so that way they can guarantee that that car seat will not be reused. This is going to be an epidemic of people that say, hey, you know, I have a spare car seat. It's been in my shed for like 4 years. If you guys want it, come take it. And that in itself is such a dangerous idea, because even if a car seat has not been in an accident, there is still an expiration date. And a lot of people do not recall the expiration date because a lot of people never read the manual. So that means that if it's been sitting in someone's shed for like 4 years, it's probably not safe. And they probably don't even have the manual anymore for you to be able to check that. And yeah, you could probably look at the tag to see if it's still expired, but A, a lot of the times the tag gets faded pretty fast, and B, even if you can read the expiration date, more than likely it's expired, so even if you could read it, you're probably still not safe to get it. And on top of that, other baby supplies are also going to see similar hikes. For instance, formula. A can of formula is like $40. This means that the tariff on top of that could make a $40 can of formula $98. 98. Parents cannot afford that. And if they're already trying to cut things like WIC and food stamps, what do you think is going to happen when they cut those programs and then implement these tariffs on formula? People won't be able to feed their kids. And yes, I know that people are going to say, well, don't have kids if you can't afford to feed them. You can't plan for these tariffs. Like, if you had a kid last year, what good is it for you to say, don't have kids if you can't afford it? Because there would have been no way for you to anticipate that formula would go from $40 to almost $100 overnight. due to these tariffs, we're going to see a rise in moms trying to cut formula with other things that are not safe for their baby to be consuming, or they're going to start skipping 1 or 2 bottles to try to make formula stretch. So we're going to have malnourished babies, or we're going to have babies that starve. We're going to have a rise in parents that cannot afford a crib for their baby, so they're just going to do their best and co-sleep. And co-sleeping has been shown to not be safe for babies, and it is very likely that your child could get hurt or pass away as a result from co-sleeping. We're going to have more parents that are just going to try to make do with their used car seat, or sometimes probably skip a car seat altogether, and we will see detrimental results from that. We will see a rise in people that cannot afford to just get the basic necessities for their children, and children will suffer. If this was truly about what was best for America, they would not apply these tariffs at all. But if it was truly about what is in the best interest of Americans, they would not apply them to baby goods, because all this is going to do is hurt Americans, hurt American families, and hurt babies. While we're talking about exemptions, let's also add anything medical related to that list. Any sort of medications, pharmacy equipment, anything that doctors would need to be able to perform treatment and services. Yeah, let's not add a tariff to that, because you can't convince me that's for anything other than just greed to put more money in Rump's pocket.
If you're going to listen to any videos about tariffs, please listen to this one. I am a vascular access nurse of 10 years, IV team of 10 years, specifically specializing in pediatric patients, which means I work at the top pediatric hospitals in the entire nation, because I have transitioned to travel nursing, which means I take contracts at different hospitals depending on their needs. The tariff price gouging videos are starting to roll in. $41 billion in medical supplies were imported into this country last year. $41 billion worth of ostomy care, ventilator care, VAD care, Berlin heart care. Let me try to explain to you what that means. There are children with chronic illnesses, colostomy bags that need skin prep, wound care, different barrier creams, the bag itself, children with cystic fibrosis who need vests to actually shake up what's in their lungs so they can expel it out, kids with heart failure who have external devices that beat their heart for them while they wait for a transplant. Here's an example with this video.
A few hospitals across the country that offers and has these life-saving medical devices for children and infants who need those heart transplants. But now, due to the tariffs imposed against the EU, those medical devices and these lives are now in jeopardy.
If you're a small child, this is all that's available as a bridge to transplant.
Dale Children's pediatric and congenital cardiac surgeon, Dr. Charles Frazier, says the lives of children are on the line with the president's 20% tariffs against the European Union. Dale Children's is one of 50 hospitals nationwide that uses a certain medical device which acts as an artificial heart for children until they undergo a transplant.
Either the child's going to die waiting for a heart transplant, or we put this in.
Those devices are made by a company called Berlin Heart, which manufactures them in Germany. President and CEO Robert Kroslowitz says the tariffs are raising the prices of getting these products to America. It's leaving them with a $60,000 a week cost to offset.
Our primary concern now is that these higher costs will limit the access to our life-saving devices.
Kroslowitz says the outcome is unavoidable.
There is no other option for us. I think this is a disaster for small medical device companies who, operate really on a string day to day.
Their daily necessity, their daily healthcare necessities are now going to be at a hyperinflated cost. Who is supposed to pay that? Do you think the insurance companies are going to pay that? Do you think the hospitals are going to take that on the chin? Or do you think the families with children who have already budgeted and tried to figure out a way to afford their current suffocating financial pressure are going to have to now figure out a way to come up with $60,000 extra dollars a month, $20,000 extra a month, $2,000 extra a month? Now, why did I mention that I'm on the IV team? Because I go to where the need is for that patient for that day. That means in a hospital, I go from the cardiac ICUs down to the intestinal care units, down to the surgical units, down to the emergency department, down to the neonatal ICUs. I see 400-gram neonates all the way up to 22-year-old sickle cell patients. I see every single one of them. And I know what every single one of them needs in terms of medical supplies. And they need it often, they need it daily, and it will never end. They will never not need that. And do not say to me, oh, dying, that's dramatic. They're gonna die, Chloe. When insulin prices were increased this year, do you know what happened? Do you know what I saw admitted? Patients in DKA. And when you talk to them and you say, why weren't you watching your blood sugar? Why weren't you doing a better job of monitoring? You know what they would say? Not all of them, but a lot of them. I can't afford my insulin anymore. And then guess what happens? You can look up the stories. They're online. They do it over and over and over again, and then they die. I don't understand. I don't understand when half of America became okay with murder. I don't understand it, because what the administration is doing is murdering people. They are murdering people. So the next time you talk about tariffs, talk about that.
And y'all see, it don't matter which president would have got in there, Kamala or Trump. Either way, this was going to happen. This is the agenda. This is what they have to do so that they can usher in the reset for real. The one world government, one world currency. Y'all know. So they had to do this. They have to do this. They got to make it to where the economy is the worst it's ever been. The world is the most evil, wicked, and most devastated it's ever been. Violence will be increased. The whole nine. Then they can usher in the mark of the beast. Y'all already know. Antichrist. We getting closer. We getting real close. So this is why it's becoming like this. This is real as I can keep it on this channel. And I'm trying not to say too much either.
If I see one more stockpile your pantry with rice video, girl, we get it. But what about the items that you're really going to need in a crisis? These are the items that I don't see a lot of people talking about, but should be. Number 1, pet food. Pets are family, so stock up on dry and wet food options, plus some treats for extra morale. Sorry, my ring light died. Number 2, extra ammo. Because in a long-term emergency, it's not just defense, it's extra currency. It can become a trade item, a confidence boost, a safety net. If you think I've got enough, double it. In a real crisis, you're not going to be the only one who wants or needs it. Number 3, batteries. And don't just think in terms of flashlights. Think bigger picture. I mean, so many things run on batteries. Cordless power tools, kids' toys, remote controls, radios, portable fans, blood pressure monitors, glucometers, key fobs, baby monitors. You get the point. Batteries are always great to have on hand. Next, feminine hygiene products. Tampons, pads, menstrual cups, whatever you use, stock up. This is not something you want to DIY, and we all know that when the shelves go bare, these are one of the first things that run out. Medication for children, so kids Tylenol, Benadryl, ibuprofen, thermometers. Your kid's comfort and health is just as important as an emergency food supply. Include electrolyte packets too. Pedialyte has little popsicles that you can stick in the freezer and they can eat like a freeze pop. Trash bags and dish soap, because even when the world stops, trash still piles up, dishes still get dirty. Sanitation is key to staying healthy. Kids' clothing, and think a size ahead, because even when the world slows down, kids are still growing. Shoes, socks, seasonal gear. Buy a size or 2 up, just in case. You're still going to use it. Extra duct tape and super glue. Think about it, they fix just about anything. Prepping isn't just about rice and beans. It's about peace of mind. Drop a comment and let me know what you think the most underrated stockpile item is.
All right, family, this is a more serious video. I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all taking notes. Y'all getting y'all list of everything that you need. I hope you getting a list, especially the heads of the family. You getting a list of the things that you need to protect your family. Not only protect your family, but the right steps to make. I hope you being real strategic, strategizing, having family meetings and telling each person what to do and what role they play, and the whole nine. Family, if y'all made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you for watching. Share this video out. Send it to somebody that may need it, may need to see it. It's that time, family. Peace into my Hebrew family. Shalom.